I don't want to choke this last second.
Hi, I'm Marshix, and I gave myself 1 week to complete all 6 dungeons, but I have to beat each one by myself, and if I die, I have to restart the run. Be sure to watch until the end, because each dungeon gets harder than the last. Subscribe. I started with Shattered Throne, and I brought my Titan. The beginning was normal. Kill these guys, kill those guys, and kill this guy. Simple enough. I got a Twilight Oath, which I quickly dismantled before descending into the sketchiest part of the run. This entire section is extremely long ranged, so I swapped to a sniper to be on an even playing field. At least until the ogre part where I was forced to improvise. Nevertheless, I made it to the Thrallway, which was made even easier thanks to Vault Shot on Ikelos. One glitch later, I made it to the first boss, Vorgeth. This encounter was pretty easy. Just spam abilities to kill the wizards, grab their balls, and then DPS. I used Witherhoard with Weaken Clear to debuff the boss, and a Linear Fusion to DPS from a distance. Thankfully, this boss has almost no health, so I easily finished him off. If only some of the later bosses were this easy. After that, I followed the path to the next boss, or at least tried to.
Please don't. Please don't. No.
30 minutes of progress, gone. So I did it all over from the beginning, but this time I used a trick to bypass the part where I died. In the second Thrallway, you can actually use Thunder Crash over the abyss to get to the back side of the elevator where a secret chest is. With that out of the way, the time has come to take on Duelinkaru, the sexiest enemy in Destiny. She's dead.
That was so easy.
But little did I know, the run was about to get much, much harder. The first encounter is really easy. Go to the 3 spots and kill the named enemies with the sword. One problem though, the elevators kill you. Surely that won't happen again. Why? 3rd time's the charm? What a great game. I eventually managed to get through the first encounter and dove into the pit. Kill guy, put ball in hole, repeat. Easy encounter. Next is the Chamber of Suffering. Sounds like any average Destiny player's bedroom. Here you need to grab 6 of those balls and dunk them into the thing by the wall, while defending the plate in the middle. This is usually the most chaotic encounter of this dungeon, but with the power of Witherhoard, I completed it first try. A scary leap of faith, and 3 wizards later, I made it to Zolmak, the instrument. This encounter is simple. Kill the knight, dunk the ball. Kill the wizard, dunk the ball. Kill the shrieker, dunk the ball. Shoot the big guy in the face, miss every shot, do everything over again. And then win the game. 2 dungeons down, 4 to go. Oh, and this was recorded live at twitch.tv/MarshixPrime, so if you want to watch my videos a week early, go follow me over there. I decided to enter Prophecy on my Hunter, and that was my first mistake. I went in with Tether, Witherhoard, and a sword for DPS, and the Ikelos SMG for the best ad clear in the game. I played Gambit for a while until I reached DPS, where I realized I rely on Well of Radiance way too much. With Well of Radiance, you can hit him through his shield, but with Hunter, you have to constantly move to hit him in the side. It's not like it's difficult, but it takes a little bit longer, which means I had to 2-phase it. After that, I entered the Wasteland, shot some balls, and found my way to the cube. And immediately died because I'm stupid. Reset. On my second try, I managed to get through the cube room, and took a break to play some Mario Kart. But I took the boring way since it's safer. Boss fight. This boss room is terrifying. There are 3 copies of the Kel Echo in each corner, and everything else in the room can and will target you. Luckily, I found a safe-ish spot in this circle, so I can cleanse one side and work my way around. After some sketchy encounters with the ogres, I managed to cleanse all 3 sides and open up DPS. I used the same loadout as the previous dungeon, Witherhoard with Weaken Clear and Cataclysmic with Bait and Switch. I'll be honest, I should have done a lot more damage, but it's all about the survivability in this, so I decided to play it safe and focus on the snipers. After 1 damage phase, I got him to about 2/3 health. This is gonna take a while, but thanks to the power of editing, 3 out of 6, halfway there. Up next is Grasp of Avarice on Titan. I went through the beginning as normal until I reached the first really difficult boss.
The barrel.
With that out of the way, I can now attempt the ogre boss. And I say attempt because
I don't want to choke this last second. For some reason, I thought I had Riptide out. No one clipped that. No one clipped that.
So after a few more runs, I changed my loadout to make it a bit safer. The Ikelos SMG for ad clear, my Godroll ignition code to apply weaken clear, and Lament for big damage. Lament will heal you after every hit, so it's kinda safe despite being in his taint. If ads start attacking, just drop a bubble and you literally can't die. After that, it was just rinse and repeat 2 more times for an easy 3-phase and a crappy class item. Actually, I think it was a 4-phase because I didn't get ammo for one of them, but you get the point. The next encounter is the Sparrow section, which I really struggled with. In my practice run, because I got it first try. Let's go! After that, I threw eggs at my neighbor's house, then jumped really high to make it to Captain Avarok. This is the most annoying encounter in all of Destiny to solo. The 2 yellow bars in the middle have 1,000,000 billion health, and the boss constantly throws slowing grenades until they're dead. Anyway, I shot them with a Scorch Cannon for 12 minutes, grabbed some engrams, more engrams, and even more engrams. After releasing my riches all over that crystal, I popped Bubble, missed my Wither Horde, then DPS'd with my linear. Long story short, it took 3 phases because I'm only good at hitting divinity bubbles. Duality. This dungeon has some major glitches that can randomly kill you, so I'm going into this with low expectations. Like the video for good luck. I completely forgot to optimize my loadout, so the first boss went pretty slow. I think it took 5 phases, but I could have easily 3-phased it if I put on, you know, any useful mods. Lament still got the job done, so I moved on to the next encounter. Here, you just have to go to the matching symbols, grab a flag, and teleport back. Xenophage evaporated the Bellkeepers and all other majors in this encounter. I usually use Arbalest in this encounter, but Xenophage made it 10 times easier. Keep in mind, every time I teleport with the bell, there's a decent chance I just die. Luckily, I made it through with no problems, and I was able to take out all 3 bosses with relative ease. Keitel was a different story though. For this encounter, I swapped a Vex Mythoclast for longer range engagements, and so I can one-shot the Bellkeepers with the linear mode. I also use Riptide as a backup when I inevitably miss all of my linear shots, then I swapped to Wither Horde when it came time for boss damage. There were many times where I almost died while planting the flags, but luckily I had healing grenades to make me invincible. This game is easy. 4 flags planted, and Keitel time. I did terrible DPS, but I still managed to get her to almost half health, so not too bad. Second phase, I almost killed her, but not quite. And I wasn't worried about the third phase. All I needed to do was survive, so that's what I did. 1 dungeon to go. Spire of the Watcher is going to suck. I feel confident in the main encounters, but it's the in-between sections that always get me. I did this entire dungeon with only bows, and 90% of my deaths were in the jumping sections. The first encounter went down as normal. Arbalest to easily kill the Cyclopses, and literally anything to shoot the nodes. Finish it up, jump down the hole in the middle, almost splatter myself against a wall, and get too greedy with Eager Edge. I should start learning from my mistakes. I restarted, and this time I took it slow so I didn't fall. The next encounter was pretty much the same as the first encounter. Just shoot the nodes and clear ads. This time there are Hydras, but nothing Arbalest can't handle. I kept doing this for every floor until I eventually reached the Harpy boss. Here I used the usual loadout. Wither Horde, Ikelos SMG, and Cataclysmic. I also gave up running Elemental Wells so I could have access to Warmind cells. They don't increase DPS, but they can activate the nodes if they deal damage to them, and sometimes it just goes through walls and completes like 10 of them at once. It speeds up the encounter and helps with some of the more dangerous ones. They also insta-kill any red bars nearby when you shoot them, so it's extra helpful. Anyway, I completed all 4 sides, opened the boss's eye, and DPS'd. It wasn't perfect, but after a full phase, I got him to around 75%, so about 4 or 5 phases as long as I don't mess it up. Remember, it's all about survivability. After about 20 minutes of repeating this process, I finished off the boss and made my way down. A minor heart attack at the fans, and I made it to the final boss on the entire challenge. This was my chance. I tried my best to avoid the boss and all of its supplicants. I opened the door and carefully activated every node until it came time for damage. I popped well to stay alive, but quickly realized I was too close. The boss kept pushing me out of the well, so I was forced to sacrifice some damage to stay alive. No big deal though, because I'll make it up for the next phase. Now that was a close one. Anyways, I managed to secure another damage phase, and another, until I finished him off and completed the challenge.
Finally! Give me the bow! All 6 dungeons in 1 week.
But that wasn't the real challenge I set for myself. I wanted to reach affiliate on Twitch, and because of these streams, I was able to achieve that goal. I'm probably live right now, so follow and say hi, or watch this video next because YouTube thinks you'll like it. Thanks for watching, I'm Marshix, and I'll see you next time.